Magic the Gathering Arena has dozens of achievements you can unlock by completing various tasks, from milling out your opponent to attacking with an enormous creature to doming them for 1,000,000. In fact, there are exactly 28 unique achievements that you can complete within a single game of Magic, and this is the series to learn how to unlock every single one of them in non-rotating formats with the least amount of rare and mythic wildcards as possible. Welcome to Achievement Hunter. Hello Daily Drafters, and welcome back to the channel for some achievement hunting. The series here on the channel where I run through all 28 achievements on Magic the Gathering Arena that you can achieve in one single game, give you a deck list and a gameplay video for every single one of them, and to make you use the least amount of wild cards, rare and mythic, that is, as I possibly can for each deck. And they're all historic legal, so they don't rotate. So if you stumble upon this video in a year or two, still legal for you. Today's achievement is the only point that matters, where you need to win a match where you have one or fewer life remaining. So today's deck list is an interesting one. It's a control deck. We've got cut downs, fatal push, lots of removal spells here. We've also got ways to make ourselves lose life. We've got Fell the Profane, which is Fellmire on the backside to enter and lose life, as well as sink into Stupor. Dark Tutelage can draw you some cards and lose some life, more counter spells, but the stars of the deck are 4 Invisible Stalkers, 2 mana for a 1/1 hexproof, can't be blocked, and a card that I didn't really know existed before deck building for this series, Pact Weapon. 4 mana for an equipment. As long as it's attached to a creature, you don't lose the game for having 0 or less life, which is the entire point of the achievement here. You have to discard a card to equip it, but that's fine, and then whenever equipped creature attacks, you draw a card, and then it gets +X/+X, and you lose X life, where X is the card's mana value. So these are the only rare and mythic cards, wild cards you have to use for this entire deck. 4 mythics for the Pact Weapons. Everything else are common or uncommon, including the land base here. This is, I will say, notably a tough one to achieve because a lot of the time your opponent will see this combo coming and see it equipped and not have any way to deal with it and just concede on the spot, which is a risk you run into. But if they play it out and they think they have an out to your hexproof unblockable, then maybe you can get it done relatively quickly. Something I've got in here as well is Negates and Test of Talents, because one of the only ways to deal with this combo is Edict effects. Shieldred's Edict, Diabolic Edict, things like that are ways to make you get rid of your Stalker. And these can counter those spells as well. Same with Sink into Stupor, at least temporarily. So this is the deck we're going to give a shot for today's achievement. Let's see it in action. Well, this hand is interesting if we can find a black source. And maybe we will. Maybe we won't, who knows. But we've got the Pact Weapon, we've got the Tutelage, so we're just looking for the merfolk here. And we've got some control pieces, so we just need to find a black. And then the Tutelage could help us get there and lose life in the process. Perfect. Never didn't have it. Enchanted player. Whenever a creature, I lose a life, they gain a life. Not the merfolk, the stalker. That's what I meant, the rogue. Okay. Well, hopefully they don't have Shieldred's Edict, I guess. But I think I'm actually going to lead on Tutelage as opposed to Stalker here. That way I could potentially hold up Test of Talents. Because the Edict is one of the only ways that this deck gets got. So let's do this. Let's play Stalker. Sure, they can gain some life and things. And then end the turn, hold up the test in case they have an Edict. And some removal spells here. Okay. Alright. Some fatal push here. This costs equip, discard a card. So there's a pretty good chance they concede to this. But that's one of the risks of this deck. So let's equip, get rid of the fatal push, I guess, and then Usually they don't have a way to answer this, because I guess the edict is the only way. Okay, veto is fine, Blood Witch is fine. Well, let's see if we can lose some more. I guess I should have played the other Pact Weapon there. Yeah, that was a mistake. I should have played the other Pact Weapon. So let's go ahead and equip that here. Getting rid of the Go for the Throat. And then now hope they don't concede. But if they... I mean, if they don't, we've got the game. So... And we've got the achievement accomplished. As long as the Stalker doesn't die here. So... Take some damage. Go to 0. And then now it's just a matter of keeping him alive. And not decking, I guess. That could also be a bit of an issue. So I might actually need to kill their creatures just to not deck here. So let's destroy veto. I can't pay the life, which is interesting. I guess I'll get rid of a negate here. Alright, yeah, more creatures. What happens if I lose half my life now? Nothing is the answer. I guess if I was going to use this, I should have used this pre-combat, or pre the other Blood Witch entering, so that they didn't get more triggers, but that's alright. Okay, and we've kind of done the thing here. Alright, let's go ahead and kill this one, because that's the one that's gaining them some more life here. Sure, end the turn. And we've got negates, we've got counter spells, all sorts of things. Alright. Wonder if there's a way to get rid of the Dark Tutelage. That might actually deck us here. Okay. We do have to get a little lucky with the Stalker, like, getting buffed enough. I mean, our deck is not even halfway empty yet. Ooh, Feed the Swarm. That's actually pretty good here. That can get rid of the Revenge of Ravens. So let's do that. And then hopefully hit some high mana value things. Nope, land. And another one. That could help. I know they get to gain a life and things, but more attackers is probably good. So let's do that. Let's move one of these over here. Discarding a card. Ending the turn. And there you go. This would have completed it. I mean, we still had a ton of cards left in the library, but Yeah, so here's the way to do it, I suppose. Maybe they had an answer, they had an edict or something that they thought they could draw into, but we had the counter spells, and this is the way to get it done. Second try here today, full transparency, so it's very, very possible to do relatively early on. If you want the list, you can copy paste it down from the description, import it into Arena, achieve this achievement yourself, and there's also a link down there to the playlist, the Achievement Hunter playlist, where you can check out all the achievements here on Arena, and I've walked through every single one of them for you. So thanks for tuning in for this one, and I'll see you next time for some more